Hey, it's Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader, and welcome to this Words of Wisdom Wednesday as we take another look at leadership insights from the Bible. I want to continue the study that we've been doing in the book of Genesis on the life of Joseph. So let's jump right in and pick up where we left off in our last teaching. Genesis chapter 39, verse 1. Now, Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. Remember, in the prior lesson that we taught, Joseph's brothers had sold him into slavery out of jealousy. And now Joseph, a young, inexperienced boy, found himself in the land of Egypt, a slave to the captain of Pharaoh's guard. What's the leadership insight that we can take from this first verse of Genesis 39, verse 1? Here it is. Circumstance can sometimes take you where you don't want to go. Even though you're a leader and you are leading people to where you ultimately want to get, sometimes you're going to be detoured or you're going to run up against a roadblock and you can't move forward. Remember, not everything is in your control, and sometimes your plans can be hijacked. The road you're traveling, you may have to detour. You may have to turn around and go a different way, or circumstances or situations may be such that your plans get put on hold for the moment. And every time this happens, it's going to be a test of your integrity, a test of your commitment, and a test of your ability to not only lead yourself well, but to lead others at the same time. Now, let's continue the story. Genesis 39, verses 2 through 4. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the home of his Egyptian master. When the master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes, and he became his master's attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. Now, again, there's some great leadership insights from that. We've talked about circumstances can take us where you want to go, but understand this. Your actions as a leader are always going to be on display. Even if circumstances or situations take you where you don't want to go or your plans get hijacked, remember, what you say, what you do are always on display. They speak to who you are as a leader. Hard times don't make your character. Hard times reveal your character, what's on the inside of you. And understand this, good leaders lead well, even in difficult or challenging situations, because that is who they are. Good leaders lead well because they are good leaders. Now, let's continue this week's leadership insight from the Bible. Now, Joseph was well-built and handsome, and after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." But Joseph refused. Now, one day, he went into his house to attend to his duties, and none of the other household servants was inside. Potiphar's wife caught him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand, and he ran out of the house. Now, there's a great leadership lesson there, and that lesson is this. Your character and your integrity will at times be questions, and it will sometimes be challenged. This is an opportunity to demonstrate your worth and your value as a leader. Remember, there's always going to be a temptation to violate trust or to do the wrong thing. And what you do or what you don't do in that moment is going to reveal your character and it's going to reveal your values to everyone who's watching. Now, let's finish up this week's teaching with this. Genesis 39, verses 16 through 19. Potiphar's wife kept Joseph's cloak beside her until Potiphar came home. Then she told him this story. "That Hebrew slave you brought us came to see me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and he ran out of the house." When his master heard the story, his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me. he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were also confined. So again, there's a leadership lesson in this passage as well. And remember, circumstances can sometimes take you where you don't want to go. Not everything's always in your control, and sometimes you may find yourself being taken somewhere you don't want to go. This is a test of integrity, commitment, and leadership. Your actions are always on display. They speak to who you are. Hard times and these challenges to who you are don't make your character. They reveal your character. And a good leader is going to lead well and is going to make a good decision even in difficult times because that's who they are. And when your character and your integrity are questioned, what you do or don't do in that moment is going to reveal your character and your values. And remember this, you may still be accused even if you did nothing wrong. We saw it there in that particular passage where Potiphar's wife accused Joseph of something he didn't do. And understand, and it's a great practical life lesson that we need to learn as leaders. Not everyone in the world is going to be honest and forthright in their conversations. And as they share what they believe to be truth, it may well be a lie. You may find yourself falsely accused of something you did not do. And even the very best leader can find himself or herself sometimes having to defend something they said or did, or to defend something they didn't say or didn't do. That's the tough job of being a leader. We'll continue this study in another lesson, but if you want more leadership lessons and you found value in this and you'd like to get more leadership lessons from the Bible or other leadership lessons that are not faith-based, let me encourage you to go to my YouTube channel at Be a Black Belt Leader, or if you're a fan of Rumble, you'll find the same videos there on Rumble, same channel, Be a Black Belt Leader. If you enjoy leadership lessons from the Bible and would like more of those, let me encourage you to go to my website, beablacktbeltleader.com. Go to the courses section of the website, and there you'll find free access to an email series of 10 leadership lessons taken from the Bible to give you thoughts and insights of leadership from the practical, applicable lessons that have been garnered and written down into the 66 books that comprise the Bible, spanning thousands of years of human history and lessons learned, good leadership, bad leadership, and all sorts of leadership in between. And while you're there on my website, beablacktbeltleader.com, let me encourage you to check out the other free and paid resources that are there. And make sure while you're there, you go to the contact page and you subscribe to my newsletter. You subscribe to my podcast. You also begin to follow me on social media, where each day, Monday through Friday, I'm sharing tips, tools, insights, and resources to help you become a better version of who you are and what you do. I'm Dr. John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Thanks for joining me for these Words of Wisdom Wednesday and these leadership insights from the Bible. Have a great day.